up? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you something that I'm actually pretty excited about. It might not look like I am, but I'm not feeling great, so that's why my energy is a bit low right now. But I'm actually pretty excited about this because this is something that I had wanted to get since last year. And the thing that I'm talking about is the Chantecaille, what's it called again? No. The Chantecaille Perfect Blur finishing powder. So this debuted last year with the Hummingbird collection, and honestly, out of the entire Hummingbird collection, I think that was probably the only thing that I had wanted. But I waited too long and it's sold out everywhere. But I'm actually pretty happy that I waited now because they reissued it this year as part of their what's this collection called? The summer collection? I think it's called like Bloom something or the other. But they reissued it, and then they reissued another, they issued it in a deeper color as well. So now there are two shades. There is light medium and medium deep, and I picked up the medium deep. Also, the reason why I'm so happy that I waited, the Hummingbird compact was cute. It was gorgeous. I'll put it up here. But this new compact that they launched it in, this is more my speed. This is so beautiful. So you see the flowers on the front of it? It looks flat, right? But it's not. So like you can see the texture. The flowers are actually raised, so you can touch it. It's really gorgeous. The powder, medium deep, looks like this on the inside. And it looks a little bit, I don't know, it looks a bit neutral, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So the way that I would normally apply this, and the way that I wanted to try it, is kind of the way that Chantecaille, well, not kind of, it's actually the way that Chantecaille recommends to use the powder, so I'm really happy about that. But let me give you some details. This is $85, $84. It comes in two shades, like I said. You get 0.28 ounces or 8 grams of product. And it says it is an ultrafine blur powder that smooths and perfects the complexion in a collectible, limited edition compact. The weightless finishing formula helps skin appear softly filtered and flawless. The long-lasting gel powder is infused with a special combination of optically correcting pearls and blurring spheres to filter out imperfections. Now, the way Chantecaille says to use this, like I'm guessing you can use it over foundation if you want to, but that's not how I'm going to use it. I think I had showed you when I did the demo of the Jouer powders years ago, how I prefer to use these kinds of powders, especially in the summertime. So hopefully this will work out well. Let me get the things that I need because I am not prepared. All right, so the way that I like to use products like this is like just with very, very minimal makeup underneath it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a primer. This is the Givenchy Prism primer. It's a color correcting primer. And the color that I'm going to go in with is Apricot, which is apricot. Now, this primer is kind of like a dual primer. So it is color correcting, but it also has sunscreen in it, and it has like, you know, effective sunscreen, I believe, because if you put on a little bit too much, it looks like straight sunscreen. I've been using this primer as a sunscreen, and I feel like it's more sunscreen than primer, if I'm going to be honest about it. But I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to get used to my skin, and then, you know, we can take it from there. I'm kind of concerned now that the application of this primer is going to mess with the powder, the finish of the powder, but it's too late now. All right, so the way that Chantecaille says that you should use this is with like targeted spot concealing and stuff like that, which is what I was planning on doing anyway. So I'm going to apply concealer using a brush, and I'm going to, like, this is like a skin tone as possible concealer. I'm going to put it right here around my mouth where there's like darkness, and I'm going to put it under my eye, but I'm only going to put enough under my eye to obscure, not erase, because we're using a powder and it's supposed to look natural, right? So yeah, let's go. And I'm using the Huda concealer because it is a peach-based concealer. And even though when it first goes on, it doesn't look like it's skin tone colored for me, it does actually blend out that way. And as you can see, it cancels the darkness around my mouth because, once again, it has a peach undertone. God damn it, I really do need a new concealer. Holy crap. And I'm just using the sponge to go over where I put the concealer so I don't have that harsh line of demarcation there. And then if you want to cover like spots and stuff like that, you can. Like, normally I don't really care, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just for effect. I'm not really sure where the camera cut off because I wasn't paying attention to it. God, I hope it wasn't anywhere important. But like I said before, I'm not trying to erase, I'm just trying to obscure. And I've been using the sponge along with a brush. The sponge just to like tame the edges of anywhere that I put the concealer, just so it doesn't look very harsh. And the reason we're not trying to erase, we're only trying to obscure, is because the powder is not going to have enough coverage to hide all the imperfections. It's going to look super weird, you know. So, yeah. As you can see, my face looks a little bit more even, not like entirely, but a little bit more even. Now, Chantecaille recommends using their, I think it's called a buffing brush. I'm not sure, I don't remember what it's called, to apply the powder. I don't have that buffing brush, and I wasn't going to get it because why? So I have one that's similar, and I'm going to use it. So they recommend that you do this in the compact. It picks a product, and then you're supposed to buff it into your skin in a circular motion. So let's see. So now, as you can see, it doesn't really have a color, but it's doing something. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. Alright, so here's one side of my face with the powder and the other side without. And it does have a nice soft blurring effect. It really does. It just looks like my skin, but it looks mattified and blurred and kind of healthy. I'm digging this. And it does kind of just go over the concealer very, very nicely. Now for me, I feel like this powder is a little bit neutral. So I'm not sure how often I would wear this on its own. Yo, for some reason, this mirror is just, I don't know. Yeah, so the powder is a little bit neutral looking to me, but not bad. But I'm not sure how often I would wear this on its own because it is a bit neutral. Maybe it warms up on your skin over the course of the day. Like, I don't know how long this powder would last. I'm not about to test out that theory because it's not that kind of powder as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so like I was saying, it's a bit neutral. If you want to look at my chest versus my face, it's more than a bit neutral. So I don't know about this powder. But she's cute, I guess. She's cute, I suppose. But I don't know. Maybe over foundation, this would be better. Maybe I'll try it over foundation, but as of right now, I'm not a fan of this just because it's quite nice. Alright guys, so this is what the powder looks like. It does give a nice soft blurring effect. And if it wasn't neutral, I think I would like it better. But for someone like me who absolutely can't wear neutrals at all, because of my undertones, it's not a good look. It does add the slightest bit of color, but not like a whole lot. It evens out the complexion. I'm like struggling to find something good to say about it because I'm like really distracted by the very neutral nature of it. But it's not a terrible powder. It's just I don't like it because it's neutral, and I don't look good in anything neutral. Plus, it is like really neutral. So I guess that's going back. That's a disappointment. I wonder if the other shade would have worked better, because the other shade was supposed to be like universal, but now that they've released the medium deep shade, they're like, oh, that's a light and medium shade. And I'm just like, sis, that was the same powder from last year that you were trying to sell us, saying that it was universal. So like, what's up with that? But yeah, this is what it looks like. I don't really care for it. I'll probably try it over foundation to see what it looks like, but as of right now, by itself on its own, I'm not a fan. But if I do try it over foundation, I will let you guys know what it looks like, and I'll put it at like maybe the end of the video or something to let you guys know what it looks like over foundation, if it turns my foundation neutral or not. But as of right now, this is a no for me, just because of the neutral nature of it. But yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for my review on the Chantecaille, goddammit, Flower Power Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. I didn't like it. That doesn't mean you won't. It does have blurring properties. It's actually quite beautiful on the skin. But for me, who is a no neutrals ever type of girl, it's just not the one. Alright guys, thanks for joining me, and as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, so I kind of wanted to give this Chantecaille powder one more try to see if I really don't like it, and if I really was being affected by the primer or something. So what I've done is, I'm wearing foundation right now. I'm wearing the Chanel Le Beige foundation, and I'm also wearing the same primer underneath. So on this side I have the Givenchy color correcting primer in Abricot, and then on this side I'm wearing my Shiseido soft blurring primer, and the primer did not interfere with the foundation at all, which leads me to believe that the powder is just neutral. But we're going to go ahead and try anyway, and I'm going to ignore Chantecaille's recommendation and just use the finishing powder how I would normally use a finishing powder with my big fluffy brush. Tap, 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 tap. All right, let's go. See if I can even get anything up on it. Oh, actually, it picks up nicely with the fluffy brush. So, forehead. Forehead is looking good so far. Cheeks. Let me look up close, see what's happening. So it looks a little bit better than it did yesterday. So, no it doesn't. No. It still looks pretty neutral. It looks less neutral than it did yesterday. So I think for me personally, if I do use this powder, and I'm not going to use it, I'm actually going to return it because, you know, I would have to use this over a foundation. Otherwise, it's going to just look very neutral on me. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and see how it looked over foundation. But honestly, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. Like I said, it's still a little bit neutral, but I could wear this now. Yesterday it was looking a hot ass mess. By the end of the day, it still looked very neutral. But no, it looks decent now. But I don't think I like it enough to keep it. It's $84 and I don't like it that much. I don't think I'd reach for this powder very much. So she going back. But yeah, guys, this is what it looks like over foundation, over the same primer. I think directly over the primer yesterday, because the primer was, not only was it a color correcting primer, but it's a heavily sunscreen primer. It needs more color, I think. And because this already leans neutral, it just kind of interacted badly, and we got that very neutral look on me, and she wasn't cute. But yeah, this is what it looks like with, over foundation, and it doesn't look bad, but once again, I don't like it enough to keep it, so I'm not going to. But yeah, now for real, I'm signing off, and I will see you in the next one.